Previously on the Great Ace Attorney.
Cheese on the side.
Everyone in the world believes they're unique in their own way. Annie James and Hallie Parker are about to discover. They're both unique in the same way.
That's my mom.
The Parent Trap.
NyanCave. They're parent trapping us, chat. It's a parent trap situation. They were twins. They were twins who were separated at birth. And one's become a ballerina and the other's become a street urchin, and that's how two people could be in the same place at the same time. I figured it out. I thought about this all night. I wanted to make a much better intro, but I didn't have the time for it. Parent Trap's gonna stalk me. What do you think of that? What do you think of them apples?
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday! They're Freaky Fridaying us, chat! They both said you wouldn't stand a day in my shoes.
Oh boy. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Mics are a little different, and John, thank you for 2 months. We're trying. So yeah, let us know if you have any complaints. I'll do my best. But welcome.
Hi. Welcome. No, not new mics. Same mics as always, but
Yeah.
apparently sounding different
Things are different.
for some reason.
Hello. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes.
Stares menacingly.
Angry! Thank you.
Don't forget the point. They sound back to normal. Nice. Yeah. I listened back to the stream and I could hear quite a few mouth noises.
Quite a few mouth noises. Did I
Try
start
to take a page out of Tay-Zonday's book.
Yeah. Good, good, very good. He moves away from the mic to breathe.
That was in the subtitles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Not in this. It was like a little note he put on screen, like an editor's note.
Yeah.
Keikaku means plan.
Perfect.
The young go. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Bagora, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Bagora?
Bagora.
There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me.
It's just ancient, ancient
Japanese man spirit.
No, I don't know. UK or Irish or what? Anyways, it's just ancient Bazinga, okay?
Oh my god.
That's all it is. Bagora.
Bagora?
Bagora.
I've been caught in another one of me farces. And I turned to find where the scream had come from, and bless me soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
Bagora.
Bagora! Bagheera?
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct?
Just exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the 5th passenger, my lord.
The 5th passenger. The little-known prequel to The Fifth Element.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start.
I love his puzzled look.
Oh man, I want to get the echo effect on the soundboard. I can do that. Not right now, though.
You can do that. And Bagora's a way of saying by God.
Nope, it's Bazinga.
Okay,
It's
you're right.
ancient Bazinga.
Ancient Bazinga. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off.
Did he say what?
Right pointing finger.
Cyber Saiyan!
left pointing finger.
Thank you, Cyber Saiyan.
Did he say why he was riding the omnibus so late at night? Even though he's
He
so
did
incredibly
not.
rich? No, right?
Everyone's was like, well, why aren't you doing that? And you know why? Because you don't get rich by having your own private carriage. You take public transit. You save the money.
He's a real salt of the earth guy, you
Real
know.
salt of the earth guy. Loves parks.
Yeah,
Loves buying parks for people.
yeah.
The pointing finger is bazinga-ing. Bazinga.
Oh, man.
Bazinga.
I haven't really seen that show. All I know is Penny, Penny, Penny,
Sheldon, what are you doing on this stairway?
Penny.
I'm playing a poorly coded Nintendo 64 emulator. Why?
Actually sounds like fun.
Because Lawrence, what is his name? Lance Storvin. Because Storvin has a lady friend over.
There was only one episode that I remember seeing that I actually really enjoyed. It was the MMO one.
Yeah.
Is it Penny? Is
Yeah,
that
it's Penny. Penny's correct.
She picks up World of Warcraft or whatever.
Yeah.
And just gets way too into it.
Yes.
It's actually kind of nice.
It's very fun.
And when you first got on the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The cabin was empty and there were no one on the roof deck either.
And you were the first passenger, as it were. I see.
Aye, and that's why I took the back seat as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable it is.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
Oh, by all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one with which the poor gentleman who is stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel the most at ease. And of course, I enjoyed gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Then Pagora! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start.
Hold it! A loud thud, you say? And a scream.
Aye, that's right. How could I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise, you know.
So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed?
Well, now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up, I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the floor.
You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
From the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin.
The scream came.
From inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me.
What a stand-up guy. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Play something, play something. Actually,
The only other time I've heard Bigara was from the Caped Crusader Returns, where one of the old Batman TV show cops said it a lot.
Dark Iron! Was he Irish as well?
Yeah, that's the other old Batman show. Those were
Oh,
those were
so
crazy.
good. Adam West Batman?
Yeah, I want to watch some of those.
I don't care what anyone says, even the game itself, I still say it was the baby from the first case that did it.
Oh,
It was the baby!
absolutely. It was very delicately foreshadowed, but I saw it.
I know, sir, that I don't know, sir, did it.
I would actually also really respect if that baby came back in the next game all grown up or something
Oh
after
my
a time
God.
skip and just really
They're
wanted
the
to kill
new
us.
prosecutor.
Because we like ruined
Yeah, they
their
ruined
whole-
the dad's life.
Yeah.
My dad fell into poverty.
It's
I
your
became an
fault.
attorney at the age of 3.
And with my only purpose, to convict defense attorneys. What? Hold it! You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Ah, Ara, Lord Van Zeek. So, why would that be?
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society it is, so it is.
Well now, as you know, I'm something of a special line of business.
This business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no, I was always intended to report it, so I was. Only, I had to mind to find out why's been the war here, wherefores first. The whys and the wherefores.
The whys and the wherefores?
Right you are. There are some details I wanted to know and wanted to understand before anyone else got into meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do the same?
Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
What does Ryonosuk have in his left hand?
He's got a glove.
Bits of string. The one ring. That's gotta be it.
Shit, that's gotta be it.
That's it. I got it.
It has to be. Hold it!
Thanks, Modest Squeven Anime.
Thanks, Modest Squeven!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
Well now, 'twas a queer thing it is. The wee scream I heard. It came from, well, you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me bumhole.
Good gracious.
Right from under me bumhole.
Under your backside?
A wee scream. And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruto, can we examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yes, of course. The whole omnibus was submitted as evidence.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
Not now, Sasato. I'm pressing witnesses.
And that's when I found her.
Yeah, we'd already found that, but I guess maybe it might have changed at this point.
There was a child in there all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
I'm gonna press this to see if it reveals anything.
Hold it!
Before we check it. You say she was hiding herself?
Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest.
The brick makers certainly did. You're really overacting this.
Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite me so I could have a wee chinwag with her.
The seat opposite?
That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fellow's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witness did not in fact see you there at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
I love how his hat is kind of like a gigantic crown.
Aye, sir.
Like a massive crown.
Made of diamond it is. Princess cut it be.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive. Close enough.
That's good. I think you're right.
In stature. And readily confused perhaps with this young girl.
After that, of course. But the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you. I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Who's this girl? What's her name? Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord.
Lestrade.
Lestrade. Why do you know that name? That's the name of the inspector from Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
Inspector Lestrade, I believe. She's a chancer. Earned her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What?
This girl here. A petty thief. Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Oh, God!
Ah! How dare you? What is the meaning of this?
Oh, she gone.
Bye.
Ah! The girl! She's gone!
Open your eyes. I'm over here.
Wow.
Good gracious, how?
She's a magician.
She's a magician. She's Welsh. Oh, goodness.
What was the point
I'll do
of
what
that
I
little
can.
sidestep?
Healing halo. I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on a job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed a gent. Go on, that's what your head's is in your heads, ain't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law, and we're here to determine the truth, not cast... Oh.
She's not Welsh? Okay.
Ooh.
Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. We'll get there. I'm a professional, all right. Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride is what I do.
Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down there where they kept the four-wheel drags. Nice, innit? I like the pink the best.
Oh! Do not wave that thing in my direction again!
So, you admit that you were riding on the omnibus in the night in question?
Oh, 'tis all right, lass. You can tell him the truth now. All right, yeah. Just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
All right, if I have to.
What the girl saw.
So I snuck inside the car before they hooked up to yours, just like always. But it was right old wasted time. Got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then, after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped up my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. It did help me get away, though, mind.
Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
Ah, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How?
As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on the top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
This is where I was sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume. Yes, it does appear to be just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Oh,
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew if the police had found her in there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if the young life was ruined. All the while when I knew she was innocent.
even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. Oh my goodness.
What a perfect gentleman. Oh.
My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Hey.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Oh, shut up.
What a follower. Ooh.
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
Mr. Naruhodo, this must mean
It must mean what?
that we're victorious.
We've won? Are you sure? Where's the sakura blossoms and
They don't have them in Great Britain. They just throw garbage.
Oh!
Why is this happening? I'm not against it.
The sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray. Do forgive the discourtesy.
He's just I bite my thumb at thee, sir.
Yeah.
Man.
In my direction?
In your direction.
At me?
Yes.
Oh.
Which is a disgrace to you if you bear it. Sir.
Whatever. Goodness.
Am I?
This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in the British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
Emotion! The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
No, we saw it.
I know, we saw it earlier today. Well, yesterday.
Ah, and now it's gone. I see, after that recess, I guess.
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel?
Also, I lost my chat.
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, The compartment under the seat was not empty.
It's true, we saw it.
Well, my Nipponese friend,
Me?
when the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law.
Oh, you really trapped me with that. Damn. Yeah, I guess so.
Pray, what did you find in the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Sorry, it broke again.
To be sure, the young gentleman will be all able to clear up this up in a jiffer.
Sorry?
Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Now, this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat of the omnibus?
It wasn't empty!
Wasn't empty. I'm gonna go with the truth here.
Yeah, tell the truth, man.
We're gonna make some friends.
Hell yeah.
By telling the truth.
Do you think Van Zeeks put his leg on the desk because he was saying something was afoot?
Dark iron, yeah, I think that's what was going on. That's
Very
really
nice.
good. That's actually really funny.
And frick roll! Funny.
Frick!
Funny.
Roll!
Thank you for being one of us!
Frick.
Oblegation.
Cyber Saiyan!
Cyber Saiyan, thank you!
And Moses, thank you, but it won't play. Leg. It wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least... Oh, shoot. When I first examined the compartment, I wonder if it'll let me examine the other compartment now.
Certainly. Go in there.
Because there were two.
There was not two.
Well, that's
Only
the thing.
one was a compartment.
Yeah, right.
That one didn't lift up. If it did, the
Yeah.
handle was taken. I don't remember the frickin' blood on the floor, though. Frick.
You know, it's weird, though. Like, why wouldn't you? I don't know. We're gonna have to do something about that.
That's weird, man.
I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure, counsel?
Ah, bewist. What are you saying now, you daft daw? I thought you were on my side here.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state the facts as I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Yeah.
Interesting.
'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider all the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is it's as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interests, now that you admit you might have been mistaken?
Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses must be properly and fully equipped at all times. so it clearly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick purse are lying.
Uh-oh.
Gasp.
I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick.
Bonk.
Quite so. I must concur here.
Oh, goodness.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. She's not writing anything.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there's something in the there's a matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
I love his pauldrons. I just love pauldrons.
Hello. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, as just like always.
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point in spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's the wrong idea, innit?
I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up a little, the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 cents apiece. Or 5 pence apiece, yeah. Making the 20 which makes a cabinman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free.
The red cock of a bus driver always goes for some grub right before his last run, see? So that's when I was able to slip in the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point in spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit?
You were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
4 paying passengers at 5 cents apiece.
that's why I slipped into the carriage.
But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no.
Later, Catherine.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, yeah, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived on the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all the stuff out of the way so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
It seems we've reached the end of the line of inquiry. Continue.
But it was right, an old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night.
A waste of time? Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on me own in the God's permit to at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon. Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, and the carriage ain't got no one on it for a while.
And that's when you came out of your hiding place to get away.
Right, Mifa?
That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch, I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while the events unfolded in the enclosed cabin.
Yeah. Right, mister. To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion and you've been sat on to find a child now, do you?
Unless you're a chicken. He's a chicken man.
So, this is Miss Lestrade. So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then.
Way to put your foot down, man.
Can't see a blind
100
thing.
points for vampire plus 100 for charisma. This guy knows how to party.
Monosqueven anime! Knows how to party.
The liquor's on the wall.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all.
Not a jot. Most days I push the cushions up with me head and look out the crack. And then I can have a butcher's. Who I'm gonna fiddle.
The only reason I can understand anything is context.
I know, right? Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. That sounds like something you'd hear on a grinder hookup.
Oh, wow.
I'm the butcher and you're gonna get a fiddle. I don't have sex.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? Most of the time, the passengers themselves plant themselves opposite.
Oh.
But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right on me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in a clink. But it's only the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice.
Woo!
Why does she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then?
I gotta hear Cockney again to pick it up.
I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I just had to stick my head out under there. Nothing else for it. And after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped up my skin, I did. And the scream just came out.
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Watch Mary Poppins and it's spooky. Are you talking about Dick Van Dyke's horrible Cockney accent?
Oh, it's Mary Poppins. Hello, Mary Poppins. I'm from Cockney.
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily.
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me. I get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim. Could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting the bloke up, water falling on the floor in the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilded's account, of course. But then it suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never have risked looking. It's because of that the swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff. I was. He dragged me out and sat me down in the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts, he was. Still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. Oh, how awful. both my hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and all that. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, I would presume.
I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat, and I'll see you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they're still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure it would clinch the verdict
We want.
we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Do you understand that one from 7 minutes ago? I don't get it.
A joey is a baby kangaroo.
Okay, so it's cool then?
Yeah.
Wait, Joey and Bob. So what is the point in giving a baby kangaroo to someone named Bob because it isn't worth the price of Bob being parent?
Dark Iron.
Dark Iron!
Thank you. I'm confused.
You know Van Zeeks secretly wants to be friends with us after seeing a hot, throbbing, long, fiery sense of justice and honesty.
John! A joey is a baby kangaroo.
I don't have sex. Give it time and soon sex will have you.
Oh.
I recommend dressing your whole body in a bodysuit condom to protect yourself.
Dark Iron! That's what
Oh,
I sleep
boy.
in every night, just in case.
First time donating, been watching y'all since Justice for All.
Hey!
I dubbed this case Castlevania featuring Doug Dimmadome and Nia Xenoblade.
Frick roll! Healing Halo! Hello, it's me, Nia Xenoblade from your favorite game. I'm stuck in Irish.
The healing halo must have got you there.
Healing Halo. You ever just get Irish stuck in your mouth? Because, yeah, we would have noticed if there was blood around the floor. There was blood on the seat.
That's blood, isn't it?
Is something
it's
wrong?
Just, well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Von Zeeks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? The seat has handles, it seems. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Can you lift up the other seat?
I don't think so.
Because they did say, like, she's like, the other one's not as comfortable.
Well, no, so basically, more people sit on this one, or sorry, they don't sit on this one because this one's less comfortable because it has the compartment, whereas these have more cushions, so people usually sit here, allowing her to escape or do whatever it is she does.
Pickpocket while they fall asleep. Let's look at the butt seat. I guess the blood. Can we go on top? I think we should look at everything. I don't think this is the same carriage.
Nope, that's the Phoenix Wright Omnibus.
418. I don't remember what the other one was, but I think 418 was correct. Wait, is there like a skylight situation going on where you can like draw something closed?
draw something closed?
Yeah, like it like has a cover. Like, what's that latch thing?
I assume that's what opens it. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp enclosed in the cabin. So I'm sure witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us.
Maybe check the undercarriage. Maybe there's nothing. Okay, well, I'm out of ideas. Thanks, GD.
Wait. We have nothing on that one.
Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting in trauma. There's a photo of him being sat up there. It is weird that the bloodstain's not on the back of the seat. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Like, why is it on the... I mean, apparently he fell on the floor. And then he also fell on the chair.
Can we examine this?
Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum-bum.
Oh, yes, we did.
Bum, 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 bum. Let's just look at everything again. We looked at that. Let's look at knife. The largest knife that was found lodged into the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggests it might be quite valuable. And that's the same knife from the picture? We confirmed? With our eyes, our real eyes?
I believe so.
That part is the sheath.
Yeah, looks like
Yep,
it.
looks like it. Where is the sheath?
And after a while, I hear this loud bang. I tell you can't see a...
Well, I was right, old waste of time. Time.
That's so weird. Okay.
Hold it!
Oh, finally.
Ah! It was the double press.
Yeah. Excuse me. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no. Oh, it was nothing important. Just thinking of a funny joke I heard yesterday. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. Oh, 'twas terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark even now.
Aye, and I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I don't like the double press either. I just wanted to know more about, because I thought it was having to do with her not being able to see. So I was hoping that we could get like inside the box or something. But that being the point, I just wanted to double press it to make sure I didn't miss something, that I could have like re-examined something to get more context on something. But yeah, no. I think that double pressing is a really silly mechanic.
But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear and seem much louder as well.
Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe.
Miss Lestrade! Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But yeah, Bert, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. You little scamp, you. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? It's profoundly important. I'll take anything I can get at this point. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Huh. Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
Well, I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move.
You're bold. You're bold. You're a baldy judge. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Hold it! So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself?
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one else in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to take a whirl, see what was what. But then, when I saw his swell getting on, I got my head down so he didn't notice me.
And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What a mug.
Adam and Eve, it means believe it.
Oh.
Cockney rhyming scheme.
So all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though we were stopped here and there and I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him, I'm driving his pigs to the market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? I guess it's that we never heard the door open. Because the brickmaker would have had to get on at some point.
At some point. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get the door, because I don't think it got.
Sure. Miss Lestrade, what you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. Ah. Dark
Gina
iron.
said something of spending a joey on to make a few bob. My brain went kangaroo and make a few bobs owner hence parents. My brain man.
I think I get it. Thank you.
Ionosuk, this is profound. Van Zeeks, don't overestimate your
It's
ability. It is barely an amateur found. Ryu, I think I found myself hurt.
Profound hurt. Profound hurt. Heh.
At odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely.
I see my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I'd feared.
I have no idea what your actual opinion of me really is. So, Von Zeeks realized it too.
Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! Think! There's something else she should have heard. Very interesting, but I'm gonna go with show a person.
Ooh.
I'd like show a person for 500, Trebek. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate on a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Ah, there it is. Ta-da!
Take that!
Thrice fired Mason.
Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
Very good.
Finger snaps and chat.
Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel!
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claim that earlier you were the first person to board the omnibus. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course I was. Got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
Oh, there's no finger snap emote? Well, Joni's got close enough, I guess. And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded.
That it was. Not at all was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight.
So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time.
Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack in his, under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statements about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts.
Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Von Zix!
Yes. He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
I'm actually really curious, because one thing that's really weird is I think the buttons on her hat are the same as the buttons on
His jacket?
on his jacket. Or
They're
at least
very similar. And you know what's really funny?
Huh.
They're like, she didn't see nothing, and her eyes are buttons right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, they do good things with the character design, and it's great.
Also Coraline.
Also Coraline.
Oh, he's dead right.
How could the victim possibly have not been boarded on the omnibus?
That makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm gonna fuck your shit right up.
Oh, no!
sweetheart.
No! Granny, no! She didn't even say anything. What a goddamn killer.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say... Nope. I can't abide liars.
And neither can I.
Mr. Foreman! I am so tired of being grilled by Mr. Foreman. Ba-dum-bum.
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some rather less...
Salubrious?
Salubrious?
Less than salubrious.
Less than salubrious ways.
Blech.
But I must say, I cannot abide liars.
Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leading towards guilty.
What do we have left?
Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes. Yes. Very refreshing.
Ah!
What you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern madman?
This is kind of perfect. You know how hard it is to talk with your tongue out?
Yes, I do.
This is Thomas. It's perfect.
It sounds like some sort of accent, though. Like from a cartoon.
Juror number 2 is the only one left. Wait, was it? Was it? Yeah, it was. Okay, good.
Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going.
I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilde's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. Don't.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respectable gentlemen.
Number 2. Let's just think about this for a moment.
But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Number 2.
Hold it!
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's the word. Those are the words I was looking for. Yes. The witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on the whole case.
What are you saying?
Counsel!
I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue?
Prorogue? Ooh.
My brain was like prolong.
Right?
Prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage.
There's another entrance!
There's another entrance?
This game often expects you to examine evidence before it is relevant, re-examine evidence, and sometimes press again after examining.
D-Nitro!
Yeah.
There's gotta be. The roof, the skylights opens up and he was dropped from above.
Maybe. That would still make a noise, though, but...
That was the noise, that was the thump. The big noise, because she's like, I heard a noise and I screamed. I just came out.
Right.
Ooh! I think I figured it out.
Oh. He was put there after he died, then. Makes more sense than another entrance.
I mean, whatever you want to say, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with that one. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed.
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence?
Well said, Lord Von Zeeks. The obviously is troubling me also.
Oh, no. That's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved to the carriage afterwards.
Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage?
Well, obviously, damn.
I shall have to penalize the defendant heavily for this irrelevant rambling.
I must learn to ramble more relevantly.
The penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging from those nip on his eyes. So I ask you again. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how did the body get into the carriage?
So I guess he was alive? And then dropped in and then stabbed? There's another entrance, I guess. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see.
Yeah.
Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other only has windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court.
Oh, there is no finger snap emote. Oh snap, at least I would if I had one. Sorry I snapped a little there. Head, ARGH bangs head on desk.
A dark iron! Thank you.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say, the skylight.
I'm not happy about that penalty.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost had me lost for words. However...
Objection? The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim. But you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brain theory.
Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yeah, he would have totally
Like, the thing
been dead.
is, like, we're both right?
I know,
For
right?
different reasons, because...
I guess it's like the order of things, because
That's what always gets...
the door.
Yeah.
I know, so you have to bring the context to the roof, and then he was dead?
Yeah.
That's kind of, I don't know. Whatever. I'm over it.
He was not, in fact, over it.
Unless chat shames me for it, in which case I'll be less over it, and then we'll have to come back to it again and argue about it for 30 minutes. It's on you now. Ball's in your court. Oops.
Yes, which has already been explained as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry? In fact...
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it!
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin.
From the skylight, in the cabin.
That's simply impossible.
How can you be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony.
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, yes, that's true, but...
Might a humble fella make a wee comment here?
So basically, it was the driver and then ladies first, and then behind ladies first was maybe the banker and the brick.
The banker, the brick maker, the candlestick maker.
Yeah. And then the banker stabbed him and then threw him down the cabin, basically.
Yes.
Huh.
Mr. McGilded.
To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified to the four said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that is not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say.
Oh, no, wait.
Perfect.
What?
I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened.
Ooh.
Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Ooh, it's getting hot. I know. Take off your clothes. Am I? Oh, my goodness. Surely not.
Juror number 2 fans stay winning. She's the only one who hasn't been wishy-washy in her verdicts. Hashtag best juror, don't at me, stay losing.
Nick, thank you. And I'll just do this real quick.
I'm over it, that's good and all, but was the lasagna wearing one shirt or two?
Cyber Saiyan.
Cyber Saiyan.
Thank you. That's ridiculous. Lasagnas don't wear shirts.
They're too sexy for their shirts. Oh, there's two chaps on the roof.
You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... Wait.
I kind of want to cut off just the side of where juror number 4 is and just have a butt right there.
A butt?
Just like slap. So she's give it a slap to the butt.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. And Maddie asked them, why were they covered in layers, Clay? And Maddie, to that I say, lasagna is obviously a winter food because it has layers.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
Oh my god! In front of the children! She's 15!
Boy ain't right.
Oh my god! You rotter! He said you rotter, what are you insinuating? Hey, I'll fight you, I'll bump you right in the nose, I'll pop you one. I will, I'll pop you so hard.
Damn.
Woof. Me at the club like.
That is some butt height.
Right? Me at the club like.
Wow.
Is he a horse now? Oh god, and is he his rider?
This is a flaming outrage. I've got good mind to give you a blinker in a minute.
Oh my god. I have just realized the W on the knife, the W on the mustache. He's Wario. The flaming outrage. I've got good mind to give you a blinker in a minute.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. I will do it. I'll punch you right in the face.
Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter.
Well, at least he's not mad.
That was good. That was really good.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's damn. They're gonna figure out that I'm a were-hamster. I must control my urges. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms, and I swear if someone brings a giant wheel in here, I'll blinker them in a second.
That's right, I protest too! About you, you rotten scoundrel! Yeah! If I had a knife, I'd stab you right here!
Order! Order!
That's what the W is for! Where, hamster? Your teeth are so long and your body so furry.
Say it.
Where, hamster?
Let me nibble on your ear. This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. Anteroom. That's the one. But this is beyond reason, my lord. Oh, it's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment.
Go ahead, Lord Von Zix.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accused? I never intended to...
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting.
If I had any idea what you said, I'd be offended. I think.
You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation.
I thought a baseless accusation was when you try and play baseball without bases.
And then you all just fight about if you were out or not.
Yeah, right?
I was clearly on the base. There is no bases. You're out. I'm not out because if there was a base, I'd be on it. No, you wouldn't.
Did you ever draw the bases in the sand?
I don't play sports. Who are you speaking to?
Oh, I meant for school. I remember sometimes for school we had to draw the bases in the sand.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Did it lead to that?
Oh, I guess so.
Baseless
you can
accusation.
see where I touched it right there. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get to them. Testify. Oh, God. What is this, mahogany? God, it's so hard.
I thought there was something fishy about that from the moment I laid eyes on the fella. We have to see this matter through now, one way or the other.
God, jury number 5 makes me so happy.
He's a gem of a man. There's filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it at once. Testify! Testify! What's happening, Mr. Naruto?
Oh no, it's chat. It's chat. They're out of control.
Testify.
Rides their horse. That must have been an interesting motion capture session.
Drag the drag!
Absolutely. One that I would love to be a motion capture artist.
I would love to see it happen.
They must not find out I'm a werehamster when he sees a full moon. That's when you know it's Hamtaro time.
It's Hamtaro time. Ah!
Hamtaro!
He's gnawing my neck!
My best friend!
Oh God, he's gonna break through the door. The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this.
Fairplay and First are basically just Clay and Yanny. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Refuting the accusation.
We were the only 2 people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
If anything happened while we were sitting, I don't think... don't you think either one of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't have possibly opened it.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right. You see,
We're innocent, I tell you. Innocent! Yes, quite so.
Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the 2 of you were in collusion with one another.
I was gonna say, should we re-examine the book and see if frickin' Hatman owes money too? Because maybe now we have it'll be like, oh yes, Hatman also in the book.
I'm wondering if, like, they made a deal or something, because he's a banker, right?
Yes.
Gosh, names after all. Gosh, names. Gosh, there's so many names.
I guess not.
Right? I guess not.
Nope.
Nope.
According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the 2 witnesses share no common dealings.
Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. In fact, I don't trust anybody. I'm a lone wolf. I play by my own rules.
I only need me knife right here.
Something doesn't feel right here. The trial's going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord.
So to recap, this case has Dracula,
Yep.
Doug Dimmadome,
Yep.
Nia,
Uh-huh.
Wario,
Yep.
Monty Python horses,
Yep, just
Best
coconuts.
Girl Juror 2,
Yep.
and the Spirit of Justice Gallery.
Yeah.
I love the Monty Python horses. Very good. Good reference.
Thank you, Frickrel.
We're the only 2 people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. Oopsies. Oops.
Hold it! Sorry, Rex, yeah. Only regular speed in reality land, unless you accidentally go into the future, in which case please warn me before the accident.
I'll pay you more if you don't.
So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck.
Absolutely not, Dickin.
No question about it, he said. None at all. None. 0. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. Him. I saw it.
Is this true, Mr. McGilded?
Ah, dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself. I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately.
That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in...
Let me stop you there, fella, and ask. Do you have any evidence at all? Any?
Oh,
Ah. 'Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that.
I saw you. I saw you with my own eyes.
Remember, chat, he's not a Mad Hatter, he's an Angry Hatter. This is going so well.
You utter the words Mad Hatter and Disney's on your back.
What if the
God.
body wasn't there? Aggressive violin music.
David Subway cookies.
Wasn't there?
That's not a violin.
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is this some kind of lock?
Is this some kind of joke, he said? Is that what this is? Hey, yeah? What he said? Just again, but angry, with a horse, backing up the dump truck.
Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly.
Are you fair dinkum, sir?
I love that word.
Dinkum?
Dinkum.
Dinkum? My fair dinkum. Is that just like a magic word for you? Dinkum?
Stop.
Is that what your mom called you when you were Oh, dinkums! Dinkums! Let me give you a kiss. Oh wait, was that me? Never mind.
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again.
That's extreme.
It was extreme, I tell you. He had to put up with it because his man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that young fella.
Wouldn't we have heard the knock, though, if they did knock?
But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear it at all. That's a lie! I saw you through the glass! You were talking with someone! Now. 'Twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Seeing things? Seeing things?
I believe we have reached an impasse here on this particular point.
Oh, you! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fella are seen too. Open and free competition is what capitalist society is all about. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really.
And Jordan says that dinkum is Australian for honest, genuine, or true.
Is he Australian?
I don't know.
Is Bruce Fairplay Australian?
I'm sure there's some crossover.
Nor.
That first animation is what I make Rionosike do every night in
Oh my God.
runs me over with his racially charged carriage.
Monodoof!
Monodoof.
I love how whenever anyone else simps, Clay just thinks that must be a monodoof.
Yeah. But sometimes it's Raga.
Sometimes it's Raga. But I think that we can enter, like, are you monodoofing right now into the lexicon?
Are you doofing?
Spoilers, Australian came from somewhere. It's true.
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice Fired... I just want to say fried.
Yeah.
Thrice Fried Mason. Thrice Fried Mason.
Chat, you doofing right now. That's good.
Oh, no! Not once! Never!
He'd never met the man before, he said. Never! Never at all.
And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either.
That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us had the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin.
We know that's a lie, and
Yeah.
so does...
Dinkum over here.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Mr. McGilded?
Yes, Counsel. What can I be doing for you? Doing you for?
Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow?
Not the remotest connection, eh? Is that right now, I wonder?
I love how scared the Hatter looks right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
I
Johnny.
wonder if anyone can smell my pooped pants. I'm trying to air them out with my butt.
Sold me britches.
I think I've only fanned the flames farther.
What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay. 'Thas been too long, so 'tas.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an unconscionable rate of interest? You tricked me. It's extortion.
Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass off his crimes on another.
Oh. Hamster urges. Hamster urges.
And young Mr. First.
Me, sir? Oh, what do you want with me, sir?
Oh, I'm really excited to hear about this.
You would be making hats for a living, do you not? Not their top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it?
Oh, well, I'm still in training, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door.
Yeah. Oh, the perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is.
Many customers like it, I tell you. They love a distinctive touch. You were so right. You were so right, Clay. Oh,
Customers, such as a thrice-fired mason.
oh,
There was a photographic print in the victim submitted as evidence, my lord.
Dum, dum, dum.
you're like, that looks like one of his hats. And I was like, maybe he's just poor. No, you were so right.
I mean, there's an urchin right over there. And even she has a fabulous hat.
Yeah. Can you not say apprentice? No, I can say apprentice. It was a Maya reference because she's still in training, though. Boop, 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 ba-doo.
Well,
Referential.
technically there's also a Danganronpa reference before that. Well, not before. I don't care which one came before, but whatever we played before. In the NyanCave timeline.
All I know is if you exclamation point Maya, you get I'm still in training, though.
This you mean?
I can't help thinking about that poor fella's hat looks. Distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
That's one of my hats.
Ah, it is, so that is. So it seemed that the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir.
Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connected to the victim, you see.
I'm so curious, like, how this McGilded hand thing came to be. Like, I can't think if it's like a reference or they were just like, yeah, he does cool hand reveals with the eye because why not? I don't know. Like, is it just totally random or is there something to it? I don't know. But it's very neat and I love it. I love it a lot.
I rest my case.
You little weasel.
He's better at this than I am.
Right? Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Please don't let me little interruption hold up the proceedings.
Oh, Headhunter. Cool.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't have possibly opened it. Hold it! That was a really long little soliloquy or aside,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I don't think we got anything from it. Maybe we did. I don't know.
We learned that they were connected.
Fair Play and First are just Clay and Nyani. I have suspicions Nyani is first. Nyani constantly asks who is on first. No one is, sadly.
Oh, shit, Dark Iron! Oh, Play the violins, the sad ones for me.
This is all I got.
Why are we still here?
That's perfect.
Are you quite sure about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time?
That was really good.
I'm gonna lose my block with you in a minute.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said.
Take a look for yourself. Go on.
If I ever get into a fight, I expect you to back me up like that.
Yeah, I'll back you up like that, just like that, he said.
Yeah, I'll knock your block off, I will.
Yeah, he will. He's gonna block your knock, he will.
Straight intimidating.
Thanks.
You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
So it is, of course. A fella the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand.
Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the ting means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Oh, nibble, 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 nibble. Oh, yeah.
Let's stop biting Arcane, shall we?
I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it, as it happens.
You really are first.
Thanks.
No, I'm the one in the house who farts so loudly it shocks people. Even
Sometimes.
myself sometimes.
Sometimes.
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
Oh, I just meant to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see.
To fart in it?
They locked me out, of course. I was gonna just fart right in there. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as a rogue, I did. As red as rouge, sorry.
Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened, and I tried it, and I tried when I was inside the cabin of shame. When I was inside the cabin of shame!
Should get you a cabin of shame.
To the cabin of shame.
To the cabin of shame with ya. Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? I was there. It smelled awful. Miss Lestrade?
It opens.
Hmm?
The skylight. That's what we were talking about, right?
Why have they let her keep that?
All them skylights open dead easy.
More easily than you could load that weapon?
That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I
Can't do it from the inside, you mug.
Oh!
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof of one of those drags. One of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Eulogizing?
There are so many wild words.
I
out here.
know.
I'm not a good you-googly.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through.
What?
Yeah, the catch from his skylight is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck?
Bailiff! Climb up to the top of the roof at once and verify the witness's claims.
Whee!
Oh, I kind of expected to hatch down like that.
Oh, my hat!
See?
Order! 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 So, It appears that this street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. I swear we knew that already.
Mr. Naruto, this could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate it for myself.
I also love how she probably stole that gun from Herlock.
Oh my god.
And I can't wait for him to come into here and be like, that's my gun!
Yeah. How do I get to people? Maybe I can't.
People? I would do the
it doesn't
blood on the
matter.
floor.
I wanted to see the gun, but we'll see it next time because I'm pretty sure it had the Herlock symbols on it.
McGilded, that's what capitalism is all about. Juror 3, did he say capitalism? Guilty. Let him hang.
Cyber Saiyan!
Saiyan.
Thank you.
Yeah, seems to be quite the character.
Clay, we all know he is a were-hamster. It's why whenever he laughs really hard he squeaks and runs on the wheel that is YouTube getting now.
Dark Iron!
Honestly, I'm pretty okay with being a were-hamster. I wonder, you could probably be like a druid were-hamster or something in D&D.
Oh my god, and your bags of holding could be your cheeks, and every time you want to pull something out, you have to pull it out of your cheeks. That's amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you for saying those words.
Hold it! Proof. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I've already examined it, but I'll just, it's not inside, so I'll just take another quick look at it just in case. Is it the same? Or is it different? Oh, it looks like it's different.
Like, it explains why there's blood on the seat and on the floor, because he went like, bump, bump.
Oh, bump, bump. Well, the blood on the floor was added later, though. So the skylight was fastened shut before.
But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it.
You can...
Yeah, I totally say the blood is what's the proof. Because he went bump, bump.
Oh, good talk.
We came here to say we saw what we saw. I tell you everything we saw.
But you can't call us both shysters. Brand us as criminals.
You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it.
As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I believe we're in much the same position as another.
Huh? Oh!
If I don't crack this case open soon, he'll crack his teeth.
Bum, 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 bum. I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of the trial.
Evidence.
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence?
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely.
Chat, is Mr. First pointing just him being the angry hatter he is? Me, no. But it looks like he might be first in line to be a hater.
Oh, shit!
Bwam, 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 bwam.
Dark Iron, thank you.
Oh, you know what though? Where were... I'm gonna...
Hold it!
Just really quickly.
Uh-huh.
Because I took the pursue, but I didn't finish the line. Just want to see, because we didn't get any new testimony out of them, although they were quite funny.
They were quite funny.
Oops. this should be the thing where he goes, Yeah, this is the remote connection to the gentleman who are inside the cabin.
That's right. This is about motive, and we had none.
No motive,
And, well, that's not all, is it? Hold it!
But we know now that the skylight does in fact open. And what's more, the catch that secures it is found on the roof deck side.
This is getting flaming onkus.
They're just making it up at this point.
Literally.
There can't be this many words for, like, whatever the hell is going on.
This is getting absurd, he said. Completely absurd.
Thank you, translator.
That's right. Neither of us even knew the skylight had a catch. If we didn't know, we couldn't have opened it. And if we didn't open it, we couldn't have kicked the fella down.
Please, where is the idea about kicking the victim through the skylight coming from?
Whoever designed these carriages anyways? Fancy not being able to open the skylight from the inside? What about breaking wind? Didn't they think about that? There's no point in having a skylight if you can't spare the embarrassment, is there? Is there?
We're really getting off topic here.
If you actually have a point, pray do enlighten the rest of us.
I'll tell you what my point is.
Yeah, I mean, so what do we have? Where's your proof? Because I assume it's here.
Onkus means unpleasant. Well, let's get inside this thing. Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why someone like me? Why someone like me? What is it?
Look, just here! Look at this!
That's, without question,
It's blood.
Why would there be a blood stain there?
Surely. It can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
There it was. There it was.
Whoopsies. I meant to present.
McGilded's Aras, Zake's leg, first backing his dump truck, Jura number 2, Nodo's thick lip jiggles, all of Jujato's cuteness. It's too hot in here.
Nick!
It's a hat
Those
case.
are all very good.
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
What? That's utter humbug.
I know that one.
Yay.
Oh, you can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible.
Irrefutable proof? Here, in this courtroom.
Counsel,
My lord?
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof through the skylight.
I wonder if I could have sent this without seeing this first.
Probably.
I mean, you have to make me point it out here.
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why someone like me?
It's blood! Unrelated!
Oh, sorry.
Got it! Oh, you'd have to examine first to get it?
That's cool.
By Jupiter, is that blood?
Why? This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening.
Oh my.
So it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No! Order!
But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin.
And only found its way in that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
But there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean.
Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between you two seats, Mr. First? It's all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No.
But it can't be. It's all lies!
My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me that where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
Now she's Irish too.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2. 3. Objection!
Oh!
A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh? And what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks?
A bloodstain on the frame of a skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute certainty, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But...
Oh, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that this stain of blood was...
Fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session...
What?
Ah, what a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in great many affairs of dubious nature.
Damn.
You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved with is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct a most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, Counsel?
Oh, no!
I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if you will cast your mind back, is it not true that the omnibus there had been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood on it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, Counsel?
It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session.
My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
Ooh, damn! This feels like such a test. Ugh.
They switched them out when we did a recess.
But they're both Phoenix right.
They're both wrong, if you ask me.
Phoenix wrong. That would have been really great if the second one was Phoenix wrong.
Phoenix wrong.
That would have been so great.
Right?
Like, really obvious, but also very great. But yeah, I think that's a good little cliff to park it on.
Oh, but my were-hamster, I feel it. It's so close.
Oh. Were-hamster. I got a few things to play. Sorry about the delay, guys. We were on a thing.
David Subway cookies!
Thank you.
Chat gets super horny. Clay, get thee to a cave of shame. Nyani, once again we'd like to welcome you to the NyanCave, he says.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
That's so fun, Dark Iron.
Jajato, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Ryunosuke looks at the prosecutor Van Zeeks. I feel a certain lust discreting this courtroom.
David! Thank you.
What we have is beautiful and you can't destroy it.
Amazing. Susato Kaisen.
Butter.
Oh, later, Nismo. But thank you everyone for being here. And yeah, good case all over the place. I don't know who to believe. It's
I know.
Crazy.
It's all over everywhere.
Ooh. And we got Neo Tui right after this. We do. Big shoot. Susato Kaisen fan. It's good. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Hope to see you there. Also Neo Tui. Also Tales of Bazaria on Friday. No problem, Zumble. Yeah. So many twists and turns. Very curious. Very curious indeed. Yeah, there are so many things that are weird. Like the Lord Justice guy saying that this was a very straightforward case. Like, was he just lying to us because he could? Or were we getting set up? Like, do they really want McGilded dead that much? Like, obviously at this point, I don't think McGilded's a nice guy. You know? And one more thing to play here.
And more cool and all, but Van Zeeks, why are you drinking during the job?
It helps keep me sober for this horrible incident.
What was it, Ace Attorney? Wasn't it always grape juice?
Grape juice, yes.
Is it grape juice?
Grape juice, yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Monosqueeve and Anime!
And Longy, I hope you feel better. Oh, thanks, James. Bam. He owns a park, though. No, he donated the park
Yeah. What a kind man.
to the public. The public owns the park.
I think the murderer is Beppo.
The hamster. Oh, Beppo. Oh, Beppo.
Oh, Beppo stabbed him with me whip.
Oh, yeah, him and the brick fire go way back.
Yeah.
This
They
is-
fought over the same lady in
It's
high
a crime
school.
of passion.
Yeah.
Settling of a score, if you
Absolutely.
will. All right. Amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
To see you soon.
We'll see you later and or tomorrow. Okay, bye. I love
Bye.
you. Bye.